Hello, everybody. My name is Wolf Among Ravens. You might know me as Riley. You might know me as Ravens underscore TDV. You might know me as Riley Robertson, Riley Songer. You might know me in a variety of different ways. On my channel, typically, I have a very odd dynamic on how my channel works. A lot of you might know me from the Friday community. A lot of you might know me from professional wrestling. Might know me from softball. Might know me from hockey. Might know me from a lot of different things. But this is a video that reaches out to absolutely everybody, especially if you are on PlayStation Network. We have been going through a phase, and I have been attacked personally, to where my PlayStation account has been compromised. Now, I've been battling these guys for going on a year now. The date today is Thursday, March 26th, 2026. You may not see this video until, at most, more than likely February 1st, 2027. Could be later than that, could be sooner than that. We'll see. I would think it would be at most February, because I have to take these steps myself to be able to protect myself from these people. Because I have specific people that have come after me in my account, and I have to protect myself. But this is going to be a video on how you can protect yourself and what these scams are, what they do. We're going to have a screen share on my screen where I'm going to go through and kind of explain everything and talk about everything. I want to explain what you can do to prevent yourself from getting scammed and what information that they need to be able to pull your PlayStation account and steal it from you. What you need to do to be able to get your account access to your account back. And once you do have access to your account again and you have been scammed and your information is floating out there, the steps that you can take to invalidate that info that they have and make it to where they cannot access your account anymore. Along with the ban phases of PlayStation and how the bans work and the steps that you can take once they have gotten into your account and if they have sent messages on your account to be able to slowly, the longer the time goes on, protect yourself more and more and more. So this video is going to be a very overall basis on what to do in these situations. I have researched this. I have looked into this. These are the things that I've talked about with people for going on a year now. I am taking the steps to protect myself. Hopefully, at the time this video releases and people see this video, I am almost 100% safe. But let that be known that nobody, once your account has been compromised, is always 100% safe. But I can give you ways that you can make it as safe as humanly possible. So, without a further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so let's get started. We're gonna start with what are the PlayStation scams? These PlayStation scams can vary in what they're trying to tell you. Let's go to a notepad so I can write down some things that some key notes that I want to make on this topic. So, first off, what are the things that these scammers are looking to gain from you? Obviously, their goal is to gain access to PlayStation, can't spell, account. So, how are they going to gain access to this PlayStation account? So, what they're going to do is they're going to go through Sony support. Most of the time, it's going to be the chat, but could be call. The things that they're going to need is they're going to need your online ID, so your gamer tag. An example of this would be, like mine's would be Ravens. Oh, that's supposed to be in that quick. TTV. right? That would be mine, and that's not mine. Mine would be this. Um, they need your email, so email. So, uh, but they don't technically need this email because basically the way they can do this is they would um they definitely need this for sure, but this they don't necessarily need. So they'll just type in some random email that they have, and they will it'll ask them like, do I have access to do you have access to the email? This is what it will ask them. And a lot of times they'll just put no access. Then these are the important things they're gonna need. They're gonna need a TID. Now, what a TID is, and this is gonna be the definition of it, and my definition in my own words would be a number associated, if I spelled that right, with any purchase made on said account, accessible through said account or email. So you can find this number. Number can be found in PlayStation Store on the account under I believe it is it's gonna be, and I'd have to pull this up, but it's gonna be it should be the three dots. It might be different though. I think there's three dots and it has like options like wallet and a bunch of other things like wallet, transactions. You want to go to transactions. So three dots slash transactions. Then it'll ask you the dates in which you are looking for. So you select those dates from one point to another, and then when it'll pull up every transaction. The email way is when PlayStation sends you an email for a purchase made on the account, it'll the TID will appear with said email. Now, the exact digits of it, email typically a, and then we're gonna get the digits out because I want to count how many numbers it is because it's typically the same amount of numbers. There's like a certain associated amount of numbers, and these are the things that I can pull up through my email. So we're gonna pull that up to any transaction. I'm just gonna pull up a random number. I'm not gonna type it on screen, obviously for my account security reasons, but I can give you the basis of what a TID would be. If my connection is solid down here. I am in my basement, so just trying to pull up my main account. What email is that? There it is. Okay, that email. Now, let's scroll down to any PlayStation purchase. We'll type in PlayStation. So here we go. Thank you for your purchase. And it's going to be because I want to count the numbers on it. A 15-digit number, so around 15 digits. Typically around 15 digits. So this is one thing that they're going to need, right? This is one thing that they're going to pull. If they get this number, any purchase that you've ever made on the account, they can gain access to your PlayStation account. They don't even need anything else. But if they do not have access to this number, there is another way they can do it. And it is going to be through credit or debit card numbers on said, used on said account. First 4 digits and last 4 digits. So if they have one of these two things, credit card details from you, or, so we're going to put a star by both of these, TID number, or the first and last 4 digits of any credit or debit card used on the account, they can now gain access to your PlayStation account. And obviously, they need your online ID too. So let me walk through on how this would work. Obviously, I'm not going to go to the support network. I will show you where this is though. So if I go to Sony support chat, and I can find here, what they'll do is they'll go to this page, and I'm not going to go through the process because there's going to be a wait list. Like there's going to be a super long wait, and like this is another thing that they will sit here and they will wait to talk to an agent to be able to gain access to your stuff. But a lot of times, let me go back because the chat was right here. They will go to this website, which is PlayStation Network, and they will go to this chatbot, and this is going to be the online assistant. So let me move this camera real quick. This is your online assistant. So like, this is AI chatbot, blah blah blah. Hey there, give me a moment. We're now speaking with PlayStation Assistant. So eventually, what it'll do is it's going to ask you like, hey, what is your online ID? What is the email? Do you have access to the email right now? Whatever. Once they gain that info from you, like here we go, sign in. I'm gonna continue without login. And this is once they've gained access to your TID or your credit card details. They will go to they would go to restore my account. And like I'm gonna walk through it a little bit, but I'm not gonna wait, obviously. Could you please provide me with the email address associated with your account and your online ID? So let's just go with mine, right? Like mine would be Ravens. TV. And then it'll ask me for my email. Could you now please let me know if you have access to email? Obviously, they would say no because they wouldn't have access to your personal email, more than likely. And then it would go, since you now have access to the email associated with your account, we will need to continue further with like assistance and stuff. So it's gonna basically connect me to a live agent. Before you go to a live agent, I'm gonna collect some basic data. They're gonna ask for first name. First name doesn't necessarily matter there because it doesn't really tell them anything. So like they'll just type in something like Tommy um Marksville. Something stupid, right? They'll type in some, and then what's your contact email address, and they'll just type in like Joho 34 at gmail.com or whatever they have access to, right? Like they'll make an email to steal your account. So let's say just Joho34 at gmail.com. That's what they'll do. And basically, we've received your inquiry, and this is where they'd have to wait until somebody gets back to you. I'm not going to do that for the sake of just time in this video. Obviously, it'll be like they'll respond within 30 minutes. I'm not obviously gonna have a conversation with them, but anyway, back to my notepad. So that's what the thing they will do. Then from there, it'll go, hey, in order to gain access to this email account or this PlayStation account, we need to prove that it is you, and they'll use either this TID or this credit card or debit card numbers to get into your account. At which point, Sony will then change your email to whatever they have access to, and then send them a password reset link, which will then give them access to your PlayStation account. It's very fucked up. It's very messed up. It's not great, and that's basically how the scams work. That is the gist of it. So things that they may say to you are like, "Hey, I have a way to get you free V-Bucks on Fortnite. I will refund them through your account, but I need a transaction number through your email. And it could be anything. It could be, "Hey, I have a way of getting, free, free Savini Jason, free anything," right? It'll be free whatever you're interested in, whatever game you're playing, right? Maybe free, I don't know, R6 credits. Stuff like that, that's stuff that you would be interested in getting, right? And you're like, "Oh, that sounds awesome. They have a way of getting me free stuff. Well, I'm going to give you them this info," right? And then from there, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll try to get the TID and not the credit card details. I don't know why I'm deleting this. Through your email. We're just gonna make this a bullet. Free V-Bucks. Oh, wait, no, free R6 creds, free skins, or currency. Why am I struggling today to spell? But you know what I mean. Free things. Things on a game. I'm thinking fast. So this is basically the gist of what the gist of what they would do. A lot of times what they're going to do is they're going to shoot for this number. They're not necessarily going to go after the credit card details because a lot of people know that like the credit card details is a scam. Like, oh, if I have to give you the first 4 and last 4 digits of my credit card, I'm not stupid enough to do that. But a lot of people don't know that you can gain access to account just with the TID from those numbers from your email. It's really stupid. I think it's something that PlayStation Network needs to change. It's very messed up. But from there, once they have access to your account, once they've gone through the support and changed your email and changed your password and everything, then what they will do is they'll just go to like recent transactions and they'll pull this number as well. So not only will they, because it's listed on your PlayStation account. If you go to that, if you go to the wallet transactions, then it'll ask you like this whole thing, like number can be found in PlayStation Store. They'll just go to the PlayStation Store and pull that number. They'll pull your credit cards that you used on the account. Like that's the gist of what they will do. So again, it's very messed up, and it's not something that you didn't necessarily want to have happen to you. Now, what at this point, I've walked you through what the scams are. What are some ways? So hang on. What are some ways you can protect yourself from getting scammed? Well, the gist of getting scammed is them pulling this number. So never give any anyone details. Can I scroll? Details from Sony coming from your email. This is confidential information. This is the big bullet point. Never give them access to this. If they're asking for your credit card details, they're asking for your TID, they're not going to give you free things. No, they are out to get you. They're out to get your account. Don't fall for it. Right? When I was scammed, it was very good because in the Friday community, we share Savini Jason a lot. We'll game share through PlayStation Network, like, oh, this account, blah blah blah, and it will go through to your main account. Through like with Savini Jason, and that could be a whole nother video that I could make on like how we game share Savini. But I'm thinking, oh, they've got a way to. So basically, the scam that they did to me was, hey, I have a way to get free Savini Jason onto your main account forever. I will refund them through your account through Gun Media. And they'll find it. Like I go to their website, I give them but we have to prove that it's you. Basically, we have to prove that it's you. So can you give me this number? My head was thinking, okay, well, what can they do with a transaction number, right? What can they do with a TID number? I'm not giving them my password. I'm not giving them my email. I'm not giving them any card information. There's no reason why they should be able to access my account. So I was unaware of that they could steal my information. So that is basically what they did. They went to the chat and they gained access to my account. And from there, they had went in and sent themselves very for the sake of the correct termage, for said things that they did on my account. They were sending racist and homophobic comments to a bunch of my friends and to themselves on Smurf accounts. Smurf accounts are basically like secondary accounts that you can have through PlayStation, right? Like you have your main account and then you have a second account that you make that you want to hide your identity on, or like, hey, this is me but not me. That's what a Smurf would be. So they'll create a second account and message you with that stuff. So with that being said, they did that and then got access to my account. So it's kind of messed up scams and there's not much you can do, but that's how they got my information basically. And then from there they stole my account and they sent themselves homophobic, racist, like basically things against PlayStation standards that they could then report from their main accounts to get suspended. Does that make sense? Which that has been what I've been battling with for going on a year now. Of like people they had sent themselves and sent other people a bunch of messages, and then those people then go on and report it, and then I get banned. So and that should segue us into the second part of the video, or the next part of the video of what are the PlayStation Network ban phases? What can you do? What are the PlayStation? Actually, we're gonna talk about that later on. This next thing that I want to cover this little basis first. Sorry that I'm backtracking a little bit. I want to cover this next. It is if you are what you can do if you're already scammed. So if you get scammed, if you have gotten scammed, what to do? My biggest thing, if you have gotten scammed, if you've been logged out of your account, the biggest thing you could do is immediately right away, contact, can't spell, contact Sony, slash PlayStation. I recommend doing it through call. Through call is faster, although they may send you to the support bot. Wow, I deleted the whole thing. Okay. Through. That sucks. We're gonna take that out again. Now, there is a specific number that you can contact that I would want you to use in order to contact Sony. But this needs to be, you need to call them right away. Needs to be something that you are contacting them immediately because the longer they have your account, the more messages they can send on the account, the more damage that they can do to it. So I'm telling you, like, if you are in the process of like, oh, I'm at lunch or, oh, I'm about to go to bed, I can handle it in the morning. Do not do that. You need to call them immediately. PlayStation's number is going to be 1-800 345 7669. That's going to be that's Sony's contact information. Sony's number. Now, what you don't want to do is it's going to then send you through a robot. Now, if you go straight through the robot and you're like, let me click 1 because that's my account issue, they're just all it's going to say to you is they're just basically going to send you, oh, sorry, access the website. But your goal is to try to talk to somebody. So this is the way that I contact somebody is I click 2. That I don't know what that option is, but it's 2 and that will send you to a person to chat with because then click 2, then it'll say if on mobile device, hang up and call or hang up and go to PlayStation.com/support. If not, stay on the line. you need to do this option. Stay on the line. You need to stay on the line. Stay on the line. Because that will send you, it'll be like your call is being connected. And from that point, it will be your wait time is X amount of time. So it'll be a wait. At that point, obviously, they have specific details that they're going to need. And a lot of things that they're going to ask you is just the same shit. All the same stuff, but this is your account, so this will be the stuff that you're going to want to give them at some point. Your name, your PlayStation account, your email, what happened, blah, 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 that stuff. You want to get a hold of them immediately because we are going to go into later on what you can do to protect your account from getting stolen again. And a lot of times what these scammers will do is they will go through those processes to make it to where you cannot get your own account back because they are doing these same things. So I'm giving you the information that you need to do once you get your account back to be make it where they cannot do it before you. Once you get it back, they can't steal it back again. And these are going to be very important things. So this is the biggest thing. You need to call them right away. Do not give them time to be able, and I cannot stress this enough, do not give them enough time to be able to lock you out of your account permanently. That is the biggest thing because we're going to go into that's going to segue us into the next section of this, which would be what to do if you have already been scammed and if you have access to your account back. So big segue here, because this is very important. This is the stage in which I am in right now. So obviously, you've gotten your account back from PlayStation Network, but here's the magic of it. This is what sucks. This is the really tough part. Is a lot of people are going to get their account back and be like, "Oh, I'm good. My account's back. They don't have access to it. We're all good." Well, the issue with this is going to be the fact that they still have this number and this number. So once you get your account back, there's nothing stopping them from going and just entering all this information again and stealing your account back again. There's nothing stopping them from doing that. So there are going to be a few things that once you get your account back, you're going to want to do. Once you have access to your account, you're going to want to spam change your email 15 or so times. This will flag your account through PlayStation Network and temporarily prevent them from accessing the account through PlayStation support. Support will then tell them, sorry, for security reasons, we cannot access this account. So that's what it'll tell you. That's one of the things I want you to do. Spam change the email. This is this needs to be just step number one. This will temporarily, like, this lasts about a week, right? Like this will be about a week fix. It won't be anything permanent, but this is your, and I'll get into the permanent stuff, but this will be about what you will do from that point. Then remove all cards from said PlayStation account. Call bank, order new cards. Any cards ever used on your PlayStation account. You want to remove all the cards from PlayStation account. Any card that has ever been used on your PlayStation account. The reason for this is because more than likely, once they've gained access to your account and once they were in your account, they got access to these card numbers, wrote them down, and now have all of that information. Not only your card numbers, but your transaction IDs. So you're going to want to remove all of those from your PlayStation account and never link them to your PlayStation again to buy anything, which means the best thing you could probably do is call your bank, ask for them, hey, I need a new card. My card has been compromised. And they will send you a new card for your bank account, which would be perfect because then that card has not been compromised. Easy as that. Step 3. Hang on. This is step 3. Step 3 needs to be go to PlayStation Store, purchase 150 around. This will take a while. 50 free items. This needs to be all separate purchases. Now, my reasoning for this is because this is what it'll do. This TID, because even if you replace your credit cards and debit cards, they won't be able to use those anymore. Well, they would be. They would be able to use your old credit cards and debit card info. They would be able, if you delink them from your PlayStation account, you're still not safe because those old card numbers and those old TIDs, these transaction details that they've written down, are still able to be used to access your account. By making 150 new purchases on your PlayStation account, all of these that TID that they got and all those credit card details that they wrote down, they become invalidated because you have new ones, because they ask for recent TIDs and recent credit card details. So once you've purchased 150 free items, and it doesn't matter what the items are, it could be Fortnite, it could be free skins on a game, it could be a game that you don't even own, it could be whatever. Right? And PlayStation is going to send you per purchase. They're going to send you, thank you for your purchase, thank you for your purchase, thank you for your purchase. And it's going to bury all of those TIDs and those credit card details that you had before, but you want to remove all the cards first. And by doing that, you have then now invalidated this information right here, this TID and these credit card numbers. So invalidating these credit card numbers and these TID numbers, you have now made it to where they cannot access your account anymore. Will lock them out, will remove any ability to re-steal your PlayStation account. So this is a huge step because now it's like, hey, they can't get into my account. So what are these scammers' next steps going to do? When they realize, and especially if it's somebody who's coming after you, most likely scammers' next step. At this point, they can't access your account anymore. You have locked them out. You have made it. You have changed all the TIDs. You have your account access back. You're thinking you're home free, but you're not. Because now what they are going to do is they are going to report any messages they have sent themselves in their own inboxes on said Smurf accounts. So if they report any of these messages, they are going to now try to get you perma-banned. That's what their goal is. Like, they want to get you permanently banned from PlayStation Network because they have stolen access to your account. And now that they can't get into it, now they're like, okay, I'm going to report all these messages. I'm going to get you banned. That is the only thing they can do it to you anymore. They can only report you and get you banned. They cannot go out of their way to steal your account anymore, so now they're going to just try to get you banned. And a lot of people won't, but some people are, especially if they're coming after you. This is worst case scenario. So if they are trying to get you banned, this is the PlayStation ban stages. So first ban, 7 days. 7 days, you'll get your account back. Second ban, 30 days. Third ban, 60 days. Fourth ban, permaban. Which means you will not have access back to your account at all. You're permanently suspended. So now we're gonna type this in. These bans reset in January every year. So what I would do is what you want to do based on what happens is a lot of times they're going to leave these group, like if they have access to your account, they're going to send themselves these messages, and then they're going to they will then go out of their way to leave the chat so that you can't tell how many bans that they've gotten. So you just have to remember this, right? Remember this: 7, 30, 60, and a permaban. Now I'm going to put an asterisk. I'm going to put this. There are certain keywords for security reasons I will not list that can get you instantly permabanned. There are certain things that PlayStation Network, they can say on your account through PlayStation Network that will get you permanently banned, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm not going to go through these certain messages and keywords because I don't want the people who are doing the scams to watch this video and be like, oh, I'm just going to do that, and then they're screwed. I'm not going to do that. So a lot of ways, it's just going to be these 4 things. It's going to be you got 4 strikes during a year, and every year in January it resets, and it resets to the 7. So, like, as long as you you could get banned 3 times in a year, and then in January, it'll reset back to 7. So, hypothetically, if you get banned these 3 times, as long as you don't get banned again, in January, it will reset. They'll fall off. So, you just have to make sure that they're not banning you 4 times in a year. If they ban you 3 times, it's fine. 4 times is bad. In that point, that's the only thing that they can hold up against you. So, basically, now I have walked you through every way that you can protect yourself from a PlayStation scam. These PlayStation scams are horrible things that they do to people, and I'm really hoping that maybe somebody, an executive from Sony, sees this video and goes, hey, you know, we need to fix this. This is the way they're doing it. I've basically broken down every little thing that you can possibly do to protect your account. But the biggest thing I can say is if you have been scammed is you need to get a hold of Sony absolutely immediately. You don't have any time to act. The second you realize that your account you don't have access to your account anymore, you need to get a hold of them and you need to try to get your account back immediately. Because the longer that they have access to your account, the more damage they can do. That is my biggest thing. That is the one thing that I can tell everyone. And in this video, I've broken down every little thing that they are going to do and that they are going to go through to be able to gain access to PlayStation accounts. They are going to they steal accounts. I mean, these people it could be stealing accounts for a variety of different reasons. In the Friday the 13th community, a lot of times it's if you have Savini Jason, if you have backer clothing, if you have stuff like that. Or in the instance of me, they're trying to get somebody else's info, so they're trying to come after people that trust me, or even if they have personal problems with you and they want to scam you. So if my biggest thing is if you haven't been scammed before and your account information's not out there, and somebody asks for a TID or credit card info, you need to just tell them, no, I'm good, and report that account. Report it immediately. Report it. Do not give them any of your information. If you have already given them your information, these are the things you need to do. You need to contact Sony. You need to try to get your account back as soon as possible so they can't do these steps, which is the same steps that you need to take. And then from there, you need to spam change your email, remove all the cards, call the bank, order new cards. You need to go to PlayStation Store and you need to purchase those 150 free items to invalidate any information that they have towards your account. And then from that point, you just need to ride it out and hope they don't get you perma-banned. You need to make sure that, mind your P's and Q's, make sure you're not getting yourself banned for stupid things. And because a lot of times these scammers are going to gain access to your account thinking that you don't know how to get it back. So they aren't even gonna go through the process of sending themselves messages in their inboxes. But if they do, this is the ban stages. This is what you can do to prevent your account from being stolen. Um, at this point, this is the scammer's probably last thing is I'm gonna get this person permaban so that they lose their account. If I can't have it, nobody can. That's basically like their big thing. Um, you know what I mean? Like once you've permanently locked them out of the account. Now there are like bad like there are numbers you can call or people you can get a hold of that work for Sony that'll just let anyone have access and they could pay people to do that. Now, if that's the case, that's something on Sony's end that they really need to get figured out. And obviously, this is stuff that I've gathered because my stuff has been stolen, and I don't want my things to be stolen anymore. So I went out of my way to learn all these little things. Um, but this is every little thing that you can possibly know when it comes to account stealing that you can take to protect yourself. Also, I forgot, this is one other way that the scam can be done. This is the last thing, because there's credit card details and then there's, so let's add some spaces. Um, Sign in codes. Sometimes they will tell you, "Hey, I have a Savini account." Scammer will say, not even the Savini account, will say, "Hey, uh, I have an account you can use to get free things on a game or um etc." And what they'll do is they'll ask you what they'll do so like there's a way on PlayStation to where if you send them a code, then you can log or they can log you into their account. But what they'll say is send I am going to send you a code to log you into my account. Type in these numbers or scan this QR code. What this does is logs them into your account. At which point they can then write down this number and then steal your stuff through the PlayStation Store under your account and transactions. So those are like the three ways that they can scam you. They're gonna ask for your credit card details, which more than likely they're not gonna do that. They're gonna ask for your TID, or they are going to send you a sign-in code in which you're gonna have to put into the PlayStation app, and then it'll log them into your account, and then they can steal your stuff. So those are the three ways that the scams typically are done. That should be everything, though. I believe that is every little thing that you can know and ways that you can protect yourself about PlayStation Network scams. And I want everyone to stay safe. I don't want anyone getting scammed. And if you do see these signs from people, report it to PlayStation Network and get that account taken care of because they will ban them for this. But um, these are the little things that you can do. These are the ways you can protect yourself. These are the band stages of PlayStation Network. This should be everything that you should know. I've broke down pretty much everything in this video. If I forgot anything, let me know. I want you all to stay safe and have a wonderful rest of your day. Welcome back. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me a like, share it around. I want to get this around to as many people as possible. This is mid-editing Raven here. I wanted to make a point of like when it comes to the ban system and everything like that, what you can do, because they do need your online ID to be able to steal your account. As a lot of these guys are on PlayStation Network and scamming multiple people and stealing multiple informations, and a lot of times your chat will get buried with them, so they have to go search it up. And if they know your online ID, they can find it. But a lot of times, what you could do is you could change your account to a barcode. If these people have more than one barcode on their PlayStation, a lot of times they're going to struggle to go through and be like, okay, which barcode is this specific person that I'm trying to find, right? Oh God, they changed their online ID. What do I do, right? So and that's a small thing that like maybe you can do that might bury it and confuse them in like, oh, this is a barcode. That can't possibly be their account until they click on it and go through the messages and realize, oh, that was the person. So if you change it into a barcode, like just a bunch of I's and L's is what it is, and maybe a dash in there or two, a lot of times like they will also struggle to figure out which account is yours and which online ID is yours, and then they have to do certain things to be able to send that into PlayStation support. Like, oh well, my account's a barcode. So that's something else you can do to try to prevent them from finding it in their own inbox, or you know what I mean, just trying to figure out like, hey, which accounts this person's. You know what I mean? Is if you change your name, obviously that's harder. Obviously, they'll still be able to find it. It just would cause them that extra measure of like a pain to try to find it. But other than that, I'm pretty sure that's everything in this video. Again, if I forgot anything, let me know. I'm still gathering things on this info, and I really want to get a hold of Sony and have a good discussion with them and talk about ways that they can fix their network to where we don't have this issue anymore, because obviously it is a problem with their support, and these scammers are abusing their support confirmation details in order to steal people's PlayStation accounts that some people have spent thousands on thousands of dollars on and spent 10 plus years um building up all of the stuff that they have on there, their achievements, their stuff, and a lot of stuff that they can't get anymore. I mean, this is some valuable stuff. So hopefully, PlayStation catches wind of this and goes out of their way to try and better PlayStation Network. But right now, this is just what the scams are and ways that you can protect yourself. So if you made it to the end of the video, thank you very much for watching. This is a very different topic than a video that I normally make, and stay safe out there. Stay safe on the internet. There's a lot of people who are out to get you because there's a lot of heinous and terrible human beings. So if you are able to protect yourself, that is the number one thing. Don't let what happened to me happen to you. And I'm trying to take the steps for myself to try to prevent this from ever happening to me again, or trying to end this saga that I've gone through for 2 years, or I guess a year now. But almost 2 years with Sony and PlayStation and these scams. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.